Hi, I'm Ciaran from SparkSunderland and I'm here to tell you more about football fanzines. Football fanzines were a big part of footballing culture in the 80s and 90s. But now it is increasingly uncommon to see someone flog their self-curated publication on match days. After exploding as a culture, in part due to the DIY ethos at the time, football fanzines became the voice of the fans at many clubs. In a pre-social media age, this was how supporters could express their opinions about their team. They were often full of funny, witty, very creative content, including cartoons and different types of articles. And this was due to the creativity of the people that were involved. You had people like Danny Baker, who helped set up 606, the radio phone-in that is still very much the structure for a lot of radio sport talk, if you look at Talk Sport, and plenty of other of that kind of ilk. You also had people like Irvine Welsh, the author of Trainspotting, who first honed his writing ability and skills and style in Hibernian fanzines up in Edinburgh in Scotland. Their numbers have significantly dropped, but some are still going strong. Up here in Sunderland, A Love Supreme has transformed into more than just a fanzine. Their shop, opposite the Stadium of Light, sells merch of all kind and plenty of other little pieces of memorabilia, as well as the fanzine that they still produce. Martin McFadden, co-founder and editor of A Love Supreme, told me that it started off as just a magazine, but has since transformed into a creative outlet where they basically do what they want, whether that be releasing a book of short stories about football, releasing a Mackem cookbook, a Mackem dictionary, and that is the mentality of a successful fanzine. Doing what you want. Fanzines were common in other areas away from football. The first were actually published to do with science fiction. Music was another subculture that had a big fanzine influence, and football fanzines and music often intertwined. As Peter Slater, author of the football fanzine culture blog, writes, Nottingham Forest fanzine Brian is represented by Sally McLennan, a great Pogues romp. Why? Darryl Hunt and Phil Chevron, bassist and guitarist of the Pogues, used to sell the Nottingham fanzine Brian at the City Ground. There are plenty more instances of the music world and fanzines overlapping, but you'll have to read the full piece to see more. The internet has almost killed off the fanzine culture, but there's still 75 still going strong today. From a view from the allotment end at North Ferriby to United We Stand at Manchester United, there are a wide range of fanzines for people to explore. But there is hope that the tradition can live on. Over the Boundary at Oldham and A View from the East Bank at Sheffield Wednesday were both relaunched this year. Over the Boundary in its new form has been launched to help promote an Oldham podcast, and this poses a lot of very interesting questions. Will print make a comeback to help support digital media? And is digital media finally realising the potential and help that print can give them? A View from the East Bank was relaunched to help protest against Chanziri, Sheffield Wednesday's former owner. And with football fans becoming increasingly disillusioned with the running of their football clubs, maybe this is something we start to see more of. It's safe to say we will never get back to the heyday of fanzine culture. The Gooner, for example, at Arsenal used to sell 20,000 copies weekly. But football would be a better place if instead of petty, restricted social media arguments, we had funny, witty, and well thought, well researched, and well informed long form content in print. So if you're still watching, go read my article and then go start your own fanzine. Why not?